Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome to the show. We are here today to talk about the WAL 403 prediction between Matt Mask and Nick Zinna. Now, this is, of course, it is one of the feature matches of the 403 event coming up in just a matter of weeks, and it is probably going to be one of the most anticipated and most watched matches of the event. And the reason that is because Matt Mask is in devastating form, and he is trying to stamp his authority in the super heavyweight division. Nick Zinna being the first genuine super heavyweight that he'll be taking on, it'll be fascinating to see how Matt Mask is able to handle somebody who is pushing on the 300 pounds weight category. All right, so what am I looking at? Matt Mask versus Nick Zinna. Obviously, Matt Mask, we've seen him really dominate in recent times over Marcio Barboza. We know what he's been able to do against Devin Larratt in the 220 pounds last year. This will be the first time we're seeing him in the big leagues. Now, Matt Mask is in ferocious form. His hand and wrist is probably the best up-top hand and wrist that we've seen in North America for a long time. Question is, does he have the ability to finish against someone like Nick Zinna? In a 5-round super match or a best of 5-round super match, he's going to have to get 3 successful pins on Nick Zinna. Here's how I see this going. The thing about it is, Matt Mask, every day of the week, is going to be faster than Nick Zinna. Even though Nick Zinna is somebody who is relatively explosive for a super heavyweight, he is not going to be as fast as Matt Mask. Matt Mask is taller. He has about an extra inch on the arm from elbow to fingertip. So Nick Zinna's wrist will be in trouble. I see Nick Zinna's wrist inevitably going back. Nick Zinna would prefer the match to go into a hook. There is no way Matt Mask will allow it to go there. Okay, what else have we got going for him? Okay, Marcio was someone who had a lot of aggressive power. Nick is going to have more of a general power. Okay, even if the wrist goes back on Nick Zinna. Nick Zinna, I have never seen him pull with his wrist a long way back like Marcio had to in that 3rd round against Matt Mask. But to me, this match entirely hinges on how well Nick Zinna can pull with his wrist back. Because I think if Nick Zinna moves to that top right-hand corner of the pad and sits there and he's able to get a shoulder angle in, if he is connected in that position, and keep in mind I've never seen him pull there before, if he can be connected in that position, I think he can lean on Matt Mask's bicep a lot more than Marcio was able to. And the subsequent fatigue that is going to build up in Matt Mask is going to be epic. So it's a very difficult one to call. I think without a doubt, Matt Mask will take Nick Zinna's hand and wrist. I think first round, Matt Mask will probably flash pin him. Nick Zinna will have then felt the angle that's going on, and Nick Zinna will drive a bit harder in getting his shoulder set. Round 2 is going to be very fascinating to see whether that shoulder gets set or not. I believe Matt Mask is someone who's going to be looking to capitalize on any mistakes that Nick Zinna makes. I can see Matt Mask taking the wrist of Nick Zinna getting a stop, and then Matt Mask being a patient arm wrestler from there, waiting for Nick Zinna to attempt to get out of there. Where the best thing that Nick Zinna can do is just sit there and wait and make Matt Mask attack. So it's going to come down to tactics. I think if Nick Zinna sits and waits, he'll be able to get the win. If he tries to get out once having lost his wrist, Matt Mask will capitalize on an open door and well time a hit just in between one of those attempts from Nick Zinna. So it's going to be a difficult one. I'm going to predict a 3-1 victory again to Matt Mask on this one. I know that I predicted Marcio to beat him last time, but I think from what we've seen so far, Matt Mask is in amazing form. He will take the hand and wrist of Nick Zinna. Nick Zinna will get a stop, but there is a risk that when Nick Zinna tries to get out, he'll make an error and Matt Mask will capitalize it. I hope Nick Zinna proves me wrong, because it would be a fascinating match to see it if it does go that way. But I think Matt Mask is here. He is ready to dominate in the super heavyweight category. And I think we'll see another fairly dominant victory from Matt Mask this time.